Well, we will pass to the next question. This goes for Anna from Action. As Anna, you are more involved in the food industry. As essential industry that is considered, the food industry is supposed to operate without restrictions. What are the main opportunities and obstacles the industry is facing during this crisis? This goes for Anna and also for Rotra. Can we start with Anna, please?
Sure. Okay, for me, I think three important things. For sure is supply chain. If the business is based on products, ingredients, or supplies from international markets, it can be affected by suppliers, workers, and logistics networks. For example, talking about restaurants and factories that face a multitude of unprecedented challenge. The coronavirus containment efforts hinder factories' efforts to reopen. This can cause shortage in the food industry and sourcing for unreliable locations. That could be a really huge problem for another markets, I think. And in my own experience, I think FDA or Global Gap and another seals of this kind that certify good practices and food heat handling, given that it has not been ruled out that the virus passed from a possible animal to in this case, the man. It can be complicated from the producer, discouraging and hindering the commercialization and promoting the scarcity. I think it could be a really huge problem, and therefore the price can be on the rise. And it's a problem for me, I think, because we already have this recurring economic circle every day. So for me, it's a huge question that is surrounding all the days in our business. And this last thought is, for example, it could be a disadvantage or it could be not, but it depends on the government. Talking about Mexico, as Jeff said, government of economies in recession, Mexico is one of those, does not respond adequately to create a bailout from companies that are being disruptive. For example, e-commerce, companies that are trying to make a huge effort to help supply chain and create more efficient and different supply chains than what we are used to. I think it could be a disadvantage if the government does not help or is not at the level, or it could be a good way if they notice that it could be a good advantage for the country. Talking about e-commerce, I think is a cutting edge and bring market closer. So I think that could be a disadvantage or a main opportunity for, it depends the country and it depends the economy, but that's my thought to our main concern, that is Mexico.
Thank you very much, Anna. And Chef, please.
Well, again, what are the main obstacles for the food industry? Well, as I just mentioned already, I think there will be a lack of, or at least a reduction of food supplies in the US due to the absence of labor force. And it is projected that more or less 27% are immigrants. So, I mean, you cannot get the food off the fields, then there will be a shortage. Of course, the advantage on the other side is the weak peso right now. I mean, we lost, I think, more or less 30% in a very short time. That means all the products are for export, not only food products are becoming cheaper. So yes, definitely, this opens up more opportunities, perhaps not in the coming 2 months because everybody is still seeing what's going to happen. But I mean, as I mentioned before, it's a V trend, so whatever goes down has to go up again. What I could generally say about the topic is that I think the best way forward, if you are in this business, is look at what happened after other big global epidemics like H1N1, what happened in the market, how quickly did it recover. I think it's very important that you have close contact with your supplier and check his inventory so you don't run out of raw materials. Depending on the ramping up, I mean, to prepare for the ramping up because it will go up. I mean, if you because of financial issues, you start reducing your inventory right now, you will lose when the ramping up is happening. And so yeah, also there, I mean, the advice would be, I mean, look at the accumulation of inventory, and I would say also be prepared for a little bit of social discomfort, because there will definitely be interruptions in the supply chain, and this will lead to panic actions by the population. And of course, that's what I said before. I mean, this will show a very erratic development of the trend line. I mean, going up, but also falling down. So the V curve repeats itself in an upgoing trend. So yeah, and I mean, for all the companies, the best advice I can give, especially in Mexico, make sure you have a good team, make sure you have good interaction with your team, and yeah, especially now there's a crisis time, we are really seeing that companies start to help, between each other. I think open communication is very important. Don't hide, and yeah, I think it's a matter of a couple of months. And I mean, as somebody mentioned in the newspaper, I mean, the Corona crisis will continue as long as there is no vaccine. And this is not to be expected in the next year or next 1.5 years or something like that. So we will all get infected, and this will keep on putting pressure on the social system of each country. And if you are not really prepared for that, I mean, this will put quite, this will be quite a challenge, I think, also for Mexico in this respect. Yeah. So
yes, sure. Yes, thank you very much.